So the second point I want to just show is like the two key tips to increase kind of the camera's depth of field, really. So you can see here I've set up the image and it's in focus very clearly. And the first thing that you can do to increase the camera's depth of field is by closing the aperture, so twisting it round towards the closed side like this. And then the second thing we could do is have a very bright light source, so to enable us to close the aperture as well. And then the third thing could be the lens. Ideally we want to have a lowest value lens possible. This particular one that I'm using here is currently like a 25mm lens, but that's based on the standoff and the field of view that I want. So by having the camera closer, we can also actually generate like a better depth of field if we wanted to as well. However, even with this setup, because this light is like probably it's roughly around about 3 times brighter than the standard light that you'd be using, so that enables me to close the aperture a lot more than I would with standard illumination. So I'm just going to set this on an internal trigger so it's constantly inspecting, and then I'll just set up some image so we can actually see what's actually happening over here. And I'll just make that a little bit brighter so we can see the part. And I don't know if I can show all this in one field of view, but you can see currently I've got it mounted on the scale here. It's at 400mm. So I don't know if that's going to focus properly. There we go. 400mm. So I'm just going to move it up maybe until I see. Let's go down first, yeah. Until I see it come out of focus. So as I'm moving it down, you can see the actual image there, still in focus, still in focus. I'm actually restricted by my clamp there, but anyway, you can see I've moved way more than you're ever going to get movement on your part. This is 1, 2, 3, 40mm. And then also I could go probably in a positive direction the same amount as well. So let's try that. So obviously I've got no restriction on that direction. Yeah, it's just about to lose it there. So let's come back a little bit. Yeah, it's about the same actually. So I've moved to 44, so again 40mm in the opposite direction. So in total 80mm I've moved and it's still within focus. Now, as I'm moving up and down there, the scaling is going to change. But as I mentioned in the email as well, we actually have a tool that can cope with that scaling, which I'll show you next.